Happy Halloween weekend, everybody. Welcome back to George Reviews. And we got a special episode for you coming up right now. The year 1992. The film Braindead, also known as Dead Alive, directed by Peter Jackson. Let's go.
I kick ass for the Lord.
So this film is known as Braindead, but I know it as Dead Alive. At least that's the title I first discovered the film. So I want to refer to this film in this video as Dead Alive, just to knock that out of the way. Dead Alive, directed by Peter Jackson. You know him, Lord of the Rings, not so great on the Hobbit trilogy, but that's a topic for another time. So Peter Jackson previously did Bad Taste and Meet the Feebles, two really films with their cult audience I would highly recommend you check out. But Dead Alive is really the first film where he got an extreme knock-up on the budget, and it really shows in the creativity and in the movie magic of it all. This film is just magical in every single way. The film is about a breakout of a almost zombie apocalypse. Starts out with this rat monkey who's taken from its environment by New Zealand zoologists. Be taken to the zoo. The zoologist gets infected and they have to chop off his limbs. It's very gross and very awesome, and it's gory glory. And that's the setup of Dead Alive. The film centers around the character of Lionel, and he is pretty much chained to the womb of his mother, who's a very kind of rich socialite in New Zealand, where the film takes place. So when his mother sneaks and stalks Lionel when he's on a date at the zoo, she gets bitten by the rat monkey, which kills her and brings her back from the dead as a zombie. And it pretty much goes from there in terms of an outbreak of this semi-zombie apocalypse throughout the film. The film is bloody, it's gory, it's gross in the best way possible. It's one of my all-time cults, classic favorites when it comes to B-movies or when it comes to even horror films. Or I really feel generally this isn't really like a scary horror film, but it definitely has those elements of creativity. Everything is beautiful and practical, and Peter Jackson really stepped it up with this film. But just the vast creativity he took from Dead Alive to the Lord of the Rings trilogy is just it's just awe-inspiring, to say the least. The story of it all is very solid, but it's not really the main attraction, I would say, for this film, which is really the blood and gore effects, the amount of chaos and carnage that goes throughout the entire film is just mesmerizing and so gross in the best way. As a desensitized fucker like myself, I'm not really taken aback by a lot of the gore, but there is one scene that has to do with pudding.
What? No pudding?
Or custard, as they say in New Zealand, I guess. I don't know. So Lionel's mother is already turning into a zombie, and they're having these prestige couple over. And the husband, he wants some pudding. He is very disappointed if he's not going to get his fucking pudding. He needs his fucking pudding, and it's an outrage.
What? No pudding?
And so this is where things get really gross for me. As Lionel's serving the custard, the mother starts falling apart in a very disgusting way, not in an emotional way, but in a physical way. Her ear comes off, blood squirts into the custard, she eats her own ear, and really, out of all the scenes throughout the whole film, that one really churns my stomach the most. It's the one that makes it hard to watch and hard to eat at the same time. I know that seems a little tame in terms of the rest of the film and the rest of the chaos and everything and the violence, but that part just really got to me.
Damn fine custard.
And how could I talk about this film and not mention the kick-ass karate priest?
I kick ass for the Lord.
I kick ass for the Lord is just such a great line and such a great moment. You got to see the kicks and the sound effects and the action that this brings. And with no even setup or impossible knowledge that this priest is a kick-ass ninja fighting action man. I mean, that's the best way I could describe it. It just comes out so randomly, but it just fucking works in such a unique and brutal and mesmerizing way, in every way.
I kick ass for the Lord.
So basically, Lionel's trying to dig up his mother's body because she is now undead when she's buried, trying to get it out where these crumb bum punks come and piss on her grave, and that's when she comes out and infects the crumb bums, and this awakens the priests, and you get his infamous line, the best line out of the whole film.
Devil is amongst us. Stay back, boy. This calls for divine intervention. I kick ass for the Lord.
So the mother infects the crumb bums, and ultimately the priest gets infected, and he tries to kill himself, and he's impaled. It's a really epic ending to this character, though he's not really dead, because he becomes undead, but you know, it's a great way to kill off this character before he turns into a zombie. There's zombie fucking, there's decapitation, there's zombie infants that comes into the picture in a very goofy, wacky way. Definitely brings some interesting aspects to the film. This baby just kind of goes through the movie and just will not fucking die. I should bring up the uncle Lionel's uncle, who wants to get his hands on the estates of the mother and everything. And Lionel, he's trying to balance his life and trying to keep this zombie thing on the hush-hush, where he has all the zombies chained down to the basement. Of course, the uncle finds out, and he kind of uses that as leverage, and he gets control of the estate and everything. And this kind of brings us to the main event, that is the party scene that takes up the second half of the film, and it is very elaborate. It is very epic. When the zombies start to come out and people get infected, this is where Peter Jackson unleashes his full creativity throughout this sequence. So amazing. Words cannot do it justice. You know, there's decapitated limbs, there's so much blood and gore, and this is real. Well, not real blood, but, you know, real fake blood. None of the CG blood bullshit you see in most horror films today, but actual blood. Things get messy. The whole thing becomes just so chaotic. One of the zombies' skull goes into a light bulb and turns into a human jack-o'-lantern. I mean, you just... The creativity on display here is just nothing short but amazing. At the heart of it, it's really a romantic story between Lionel and his love interest Bettina, as he finds a way to stand up to his mother, even when she's becoming a monstrosity of a zombie demon, whatever you want to call her, and Lionel has to kind of stand up to her and confront his past, and it kind of unfolds in a very interesting way. But like I said, it's not really, the story's fine, but really the main event is the creativity and the presentation on display. The practical effects are just amazing. Everything about this film I just love. It is a cult classic for me. Every year on Halloween, I love to watch it. You can call it a B movie, you can call it a horror film, you can call it a horror comedy. Before Shaun of the Dead, you know, this is really an unsung hero of horror comedies, I feel, and I just think it's just simply wonderful in every way. But I want to rate Dead Alive 4 stars. I think it's amazing. It's gory, it's bloody, it's fun. It is so much fun. It is hilarious. It has a heart to it, and everything about it is genuine. There's not a false bone in this film's body. It just works, and something like this could fall flat on its face, but for 1992 and even for today, it works perfectly. But those are going to be my thoughts on Dead Alive. Have you seen Dead Alive? What do you think about it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And why would you hate it? Because it's just fucking amazing. I mean, ninja priests.
I kick ass for the Lord.
But whatever your thoughts and feelings are, please let me know down there in the comments. And please like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. My name's George Ray. I want to appreciate you for tuning into this video and this review. Please remember to keep calm, keep cool, keep sane, and keep decapitating those zombies and embrace great cinema. And I'll see you on the next one. Happy Halloween, everybody.
I kick ass for the Lord.